Hey everybody, hope everybody's doing good today. Today is day 9 of being sober. Day 9. 9. Getting there. Surely but slowly. Getting there, making progress. It's okay. God doesn't expect perfection. He just expects us to make progress. So just keep that in mind. If you go to try to get clean and sober and lay something down, lay a bad habit down, just, don't get discouraged by the temptations that you may encounter. And don't be discouraged about the fact of, you only got a day under your belt, or 2 days, or 3 days, or 4, or whatever. It's easy to get discouraged, especially when you talk to some people who have been who have been clean and sober for, a year, or 2 years, or 3 years, or 5, or 10. Don't let that discourage you. You're still making progress, so keep that in mind. Anyway, so today's video, we're going to call it the words we speak. The reason why I'm talking about that today is because I see a lot of times with a lot of people where they're so, I'm not going to say, I guess people are easily influenced by what other people tell them or say to them. And what I mean by that is somebody can say something very small, something very minute, and it can ruin their whole day. They can be having a great day. They can be having the best day they've ever had, and all it takes is for one person to say one negative thing, and it triggers and it spawns and it brews in their mind, and then your mind does the rest of the work. It just runs with it. And with some people, their mind runs to the worst possible thing of whatever it may be, or the worst possible situation, or, scenario, whatever the case may be, just because somebody said one little thing. Honestly, in my belief and in my personal opinion, I believe that the devil speaks through others sometimes. I've seen it happen. I've felt it. I've been on the receiving end of it, and I might even have been on the giving end of it a time or two. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's probably the truth. I can be very unfiltered in the words that I speak. I don't always say the best words, and honestly, I have a problem with cursing. I'm a great cursor. Lord forgive me. I'm trying to work on it. I really am. I'm not being sarcastic or funny when I say that, but I can be a great cursor, and I need to stop. And I'm trying to work on it. It's hard to break old habits, especially ones you've had for a very, very long time. But just because you've had it for a long time doesn't mean you can't do it. Anyways, I'm getting off track, man. So today's video, words we speak. Words we speak. Words you speak. Words we speak. Words we hear. Words we speak. So the first scripture I'm going to read today is Ephesians 4:29. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. So that's pretty much telling us, everybody's needs are different. I believe that you have to approach people as individuals because everybody's different. Everybody's been through different stuff. Everybody, their outlook on life and stuff like that, and the way they take things and perceive things are different. So you have to approach somebody as an individual and identify what their needs are before you start running your flapper. Because there's always somebody in need somewhere. And sometimes you don't even know it. And that's why it's important to, at all times, guard your mouth, guard your tongue. Be mindful of the things that you say to someone. Even if it's somebody you love, where you have the ability to have even more sway over them in the things that you say, because if somebody loves you, that means they trust you. And something you may say that may hurt them will hurt even more if it's somebody that you love. If they take it that far, if they take it that way, if it's something negative. I've seen it happen. And that's why it's important. You never know who's going through what. That's why it's important to guard your tongue at all times, to be mindful of what you say to anyone that you speak to, whether you know them or not, whether you love them or not. Be mindful of the words that you speak. You don't know what that person is going through. You have no idea. They could be having a bad day, a really bad day, and you can say something to them, and it just might totally just ruin it all. You never know. And sometimes, you know, you can say something good to somebody, and that can make a big difference in their day. They could be having the absolute worst day, and you say something positive to them, and then they take that, and it turns their day around. Sometimes that's all it takes. Something so small, so genuine to make a difference in somebody's day. And it's just a part of being a light. Being a light, man. Being a light in a dark world. I say it all the time because that's, you know, that's what we're supposed to do. Be a light in a dark world. Anyways, you never know what they're going through. You never know what they got on their mind. You never know how they'll take it. So just be mindful of what you say. You know, filter your mouth out a little bit. I've always tried to pride myself on being a very straightforward person with no filter. If I think it, I speak it. I've been guilty of that for a very long time. I'm more selective now in the things that I say based upon my thoughts. And I really try not to act and speak based off of emotion. And I figured that, and a lot of times when you do those things, if you act or speak on emotion based off of an emotion, whether it be anger, sadness, happiness, you know, whatever the case may be, you tend to do things and say things that you wouldn't normally do because your emotions are high. Your emotions are ramping up. And you're not clear-minded and level-headed, so you might do and say some things that you normally wouldn't do. So that's why it's kind of important, especially if you get angry. 'Cause I get angry pretty quick. That is one thing I have struggled with for a very long time, and I've made a lot of progress. Glory be to God in that area. I figured out that, you know, it took a little while, but I figured out that being angry and speaking your mind all the time, it doesn't really get you anywhere. All you do is burn every bridge you built. Every bridge you worked on trying to build, all it does is just burn them down. And it takes twice as long to build bridges you burn. I have figured that out the hard way. So save yourself the trouble and just listen to me. Just hear me out. Just try it. Just try it. It's a work in progress. It takes a long time to work on that and to get that under control, especially if you're just an angry dude. Walking around with a chip on your shoulder and act like you got something to prove to everybody. Oh, I'm the biggest, baddest dude in the room. You know, we don't have to be that. We got to remember, we're not here to impress other people. We're here for God. I'm not here for nobody else but God. Anyways, so that all ties into the, you know, words we speak and, you know, trying to build others up. You just never know what they're going through. So be mindful of that. Sometimes it's better to be quiet. Ooh, quiet. Ooh, sometimes it's better to be quiet. Ooh, that hurts me to my core. Ooh. But it's true. And yeah, sometimes it's just better to be quiet. Just shut up. Just shut up. Be quiet. Shut your mouth and just be quiet. Listen. Just listen. Don't speak because you feel like you have to. Sometimes it's just better to be quiet. You have to pick and choose your battles wisely. You can't fight every battle. If you do, you'd be so freaking tired. When a real battle comes that you really need to fight, that you really need to win, you might not have the energy to do it because you have spent so much of your time fighting and arguing with somebody over something petty. Man, just save it. Just save it. Save it when you really need it. Just save it. And the Bible tells us that sometimes it is better to be quiet. As a matter of fact, it says it in Proverbs 17, 27, and 28. It says, the man of few words and a settled mind is wise. Even a fool, when he is silent, is thought to be wise. That's another powerful scripture, but it's true. It's true. It's out of the Bible. It tells us. And this daggone fly done gone somewhere. I'm going to get my bug assault and I'm going to let him have it. He was in my video yesterday. I thought I was by myself, but no, the fly was about right there somewhere. He was flying around. But anyways, this fly's getting on my daggone nerves. I'm sorry. Anyways, sometimes it's just better to be quiet. Pick and choose your battles wisely. Be mindful of the people around you and what kind of relationship you have with them and what they might be going through. And just, you know, be a light, man. Just choose your words wisely. Just, you know, try to build people up. You know, you don't have to brown nose them. You know, you don't have to kiss their butt. But just be positive. Just be positive. Be encouraging. And, you know, just do what God tells you to do, man. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Speak to people the way you want to be spoke to. It's hard for people to do because everybody in today's world, everybody just wants to be right. Nobody wants to be wrong, but you have to remember that sometimes you're going to be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. All the time. I can't even count all the times I've been wrong. But, I mean, sometimes we're just wrong. We don't always have to be right. We don't have to prove a point to anybody. If somebody thinks they got you and, you know, it's checkmate in whatever conversation you're having, just let them win. Just let them win. Just move on. Save your energy for what really matters, because you don't have to prove anything to anybody. And be mindful of what you say. Anyways, I'm done. I'm about to go do some running. I got to lose some weight because I'm fat. But technically, I'm still in shape because round is a shape. And I'm very shapely. So I got to go run now. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, as always. And I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate the comments that you guys give. And I appreciate your support. And I hope one day I can return the favor to you. So anyways, that's all I have for today. See y'all again tomorrow. Bye-bye now.